Hey everyone, Pestmore here and welcome to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney 2. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. Yeah, he is right. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Okay, moving on. Ay. Okay, let's see what she has to say about this. She doesn't need training to understand that, but whatever. Guess she doesn't really think anything of it. What about this guy? Also nothing. This person was Miss Andrews' mentor. And she killed herself, right? Right, and Mr. Corrida hid her suicide note. So to get it back, Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. But the thing is, where is the suicide note now? Why did she frame Mr. Ungard, Mr. Nick? She has some sort of grudge against Mr. Ungard. But why is that? That's something we still have to figure out. Let's go ask her, okay? Oh, we're just gonna go ask her? Okay, let me just... So the real person who killed Mr. Corrida was... that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who was his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Who could have hired the assassin? Someone rich. Probably has a mansion. Maybe a motorbike suspended on the ceiling for like no reason at all. I don't know. Do you think it was Miss Andrews? Ha! She ain't paid enough to hire him. Come on. I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then... No, it can't be. Matangard himself? If Matangard really did hire the assassin, then he's not innocent at all. Far from it. He would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Ungard, right? Oh, it totally can. Oh, come on. He's rich. He's rich. I mean, when we first talked to him... I didn't see any psyche locks at the time. Ask him if he hired the assassin, okay? Actually, that reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. So what was this interesting thing? Okay. Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, right, Pearls? Mr. Ungard's secret. What is this secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Kurita was going to reveal his secret. That means Mr. Ungard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Kurita silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Ungard. There's no way around it now. Okay, let's go. Or not. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Kurita held about Mr. Ungard. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Might be illegal, but you know, that's how we roll, I guess. I don't freaking know. Okay. Oh, can you no, let me just move on. Please, let me move on. No! Don't tell her to wait. Tell her to get away. What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Not wrong. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. And I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, right? The one Gumshoe made? I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from... So... Edgeworth? And he said... If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm gonna feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Thanks a bunch, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. This is absolutely top secret, so you better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Interesting. I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor one in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear one. Blech. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Kurita. I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself. As if I wouldn't want to see it for myself too. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. And I still don't like it. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet it's nothing good. But I didn't say anything. So you want to know about one and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. What? Oh? I tell you, one really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. I mean, I would too. I mean nothing. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? The manager woman one had. Eesh. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, so Miss Celeste Celeste Impacts. Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That's Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. Is it to another attorney? You know? Can probably read minds. Clumsy as fuck. Plays chess by himself. I mean, most of the descriptions can go to Edgeworth too, but you know what I'm saying, I think. Married? You mean to Mr. Corrida? Really? You young kids today don't know anything, do you? Well, excuse me. That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the goddamn? Why would she want to do that? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see. By one. Ooh. What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement that session, but 3 days later, one suddenly cancelled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why would he do that? It was not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That night after one called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself. How terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. Okay, I guess I go off now. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. It looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. Really? Okay. Looks like no one's around. What happened to the person with the stuffed teddy face? Oh, she must mean the butler with the stitches in his face. Shoo! There you are! I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo? Oh, sorry. Come on, let's play! I wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is already asleep or not. Okay, do I go here? Visiting hours ended a few hours ago. Looks like we're not gonna get a chance to talk with Mr. Unguard tonight. But... Isn't what we have to ask very important? Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the guard. Okay, then what do I do? It feels sort of tense in here, right, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Unguard's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for the Unguard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this. I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. Really? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission. So there you go. What? I already called them, so they know. Go on, talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. The this is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Okay. Sure, they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story? I'm gonna hear Adrian Andrews' stories for bleh, whatever, you get it. Oh, it's you. Sorry to be visiting at such a late hour. At least you could bring a book in with you. But there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about the secret Mr. Corrida had on Mr. Ungard. What happens if I show her this? It was near one's dead body. I noticed it when I went to fill the glass. Then when I realized one was dead, I completely panicked. That's when I must have unconsciously picked this card up and put it in my pocket. As for why, I simply don't know. Okay. I'd like to ask you about Matt Ungard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Ungard. If it's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with the case. Nothing. It has everything to do with the case. About Miss Celeste Impacts. I had finally put her death behind me. And now thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. Oh please, you never put it behind you. I'm sorry. You know, I probably seen Celeste's ass more than her face at this point. I honestly don't know what to think about that. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. It is true that when I heard the rumor that one was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? Why? I didn't want it to spread just like another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards one. I would never do something so stupid. Debatable. The suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. Ungard? That's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at their job. So they'd figure it out, right? Yes, it's so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. Really, she literally picked up the card without a reason, okay? So please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Shit. A psyche lock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer, to be honest. You're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. Mr. Wright. Please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Oh, I was so wrong. I totally forgot he was here, but... Okay. Mr. Powers? What happened? Why are you here? Just to suffer? Why, you see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. Oh, shit. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers? I was talking with a detective until a little while back and I was on my way home. But all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest and I was brought back here. Oh, they said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm just a normal guy on the exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? I don't know. Let's see what you have to say about this. Okay, yeah, nothing. How about this guy? No? That's one's former manager, right? Celestine Pax. She was with Global Studios for a while way back when. But when things happened and she ended up moving out to Worldwide Studios. Some things? As in... Well, there's no one left around who knows the details, you know? Only rumors are left now. Well, nothing new. So about this testimony you're giving, what are you gonna talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. What do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. I mean, technically, Mr. Edgeworth also helped, but okay. Ow, I don't really have a lot of friends, huh? This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. What's he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game to justify himself. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Ow! Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. Yeah, he's the one that did it. But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the whole world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Miss Adrienne Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities and their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image? But aren't you a part of that image? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about the other stars around me. Well, that's true. Hey. Oh, hey! So did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? Do you mean Miss Synpax? I heard something about how her wedding was cancelled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day. About that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up his skin is practically glowing with energy. Yes, let's discuss this at the police headquarters in front of the chief. Good idea. So have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that one went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for one, that is. Something bad for Mr. Corrida? Why do you figure so? Before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said, "It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man." A truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Corrida by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thanks. You're welcome. Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews. They're both at the detention center right now. There's still some things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Oh, time for Matt Ungard. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that one Corrida was killed by an assassin, and the assassin's client is this man, Matt Ungard. What's wrong? Mr. Ungard, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kinda different. Totally not like your usual lawyer self, dude. Oh yeah. Who's this guy? Not this person. He's your butler, Mr. Doe, right? You met him at your mansion. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a pretty cool dude who can do lots of things. He takes real good care of me. Sure. I know I asked you to be my lawyer and all, but I don't think I have to tell you anything and everything. What do you mean by that? It just means I don't have to tell you anything and everything, dude. I don't get it. Why would she want to frame me? I mean, I've never done anything to her, dude. She sounds pretty sincere and he seems trustworthy. So I have to find out what Miss Andrews' real intentions are. Nah. Well, let's see. About the press conference. You mean the one where Ron was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah. I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow... Okay, whatever. Could you please fill me in on what the secret is, please? Shit. Fucking 5 now? I saw this coming. Mr. Nick? Don't tell me. Psyche locks. Said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it's about. Do you, dude? Do you know anything about Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what one did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corrida. Her mentor was Mr. Corrida's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impax's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly got totally hungry. You go for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it like a kind of pea, like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. Too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard, are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? Oh, probably. I just don't know how. Hey, what do I do? Mr. Nick! Your phone! Hey, that's a Steel Samurai theme song. Yeah, theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of the ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal. I'll be back at the office real soon. What? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, did he get shot too? Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry and get back to the office, pal. Okay, fine. Hello? He got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to rendezvous back at the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow I doubt that. Okay. Anything else to say? No? Okay. What took you so long, pal? Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him! You know who bought that secret camera? We know who bought that secret camera. Eh? This quickly? And that bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear. I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have looked into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth I figured? Shh, Pearls. And? Go on. There's only one person who bought one of these bears who is related to this crime. Who? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt's on guard. Huh? Mr. On Guard, your client, that's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought the bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt from the purchase. This was $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. On Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. On Guard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. On Guard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. So what about the spy camera we found? That's a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you to file away into evidence. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I never thought. I didn't think it would be it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in One Kurita's room was Matt On Guard. Why would he do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Kurita in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind the camera. Are you going to see him? Mr. On-Guard, I mean. Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Matt On-Guard, the hell did you do? Well, here we... Oh wait, hold on, let me That On-Guard, what was he thinking? You mean setting up the spy camera in the victim's room? Yeah, and it was recording at the time of the murder too, pal. Don't you just find that it's a tad sus? Doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. I mean, don't mind me. I didn't mean it in that way, pal. In what way did you mean it? Okay, same thing. You're working real late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? Just in case. But if you really want to know, let's talk. Clicker, take a look at this. I know it may not seem important to you. Well, it may not be important. If it's not important, then I'd rather be in bed. If I don't get my 12 hours of beauty sleep, my skin's gonna wrinkle up like a prune, dude. You know, he's right, Mr. Nick. Your skin's kinda drying up here and there. I swear, after this case is over, I'm going to get lots and lots of sleep. Oh, come on, really? Let's see if this works. Probably not gonna work. Now, let's hear about the secret of yours is... What if Mr. Kurita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? Told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about one, okay? Look, Mr. Wright. I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but... totally didn't pay one any attention the whole time that night. Come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. Do I use the recorder? Or... Okay, stuffed bear. This bear was in Mr. Kurita's room on the nights of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. So it's a present, dude. It actually looks kinda classy if you know what I mean. Yeah, I hear it's quite expensive. Which is why it's very odd that this gadget was found inside the bear. This is a very small video camera. And it was hidden inside this bear's eye. Maybe it's a really curious bear. Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter. Which means... someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming Mr. Kurita's room. Huh. Guess one had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? Yeah, you gave it, you piece of dog shit. Mr. On-Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Ah, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. On Guard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Do you have any proof? You want to show me first? Yep. Here's the proof that it was you that put the camera in. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. On Guard. It was from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from me from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ugh, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you gave him an autograph, right? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So, can I ask you one thing? Yeah? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is, of course. Will be strictly confidential. Didn't you say that to Miss Adrian Andrews? Oh, but then again, it wasn't you who spilled the beans, it was Edgeworth. So what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna find out what I want to know. Because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kurida's room and filmed it in secret was... What's this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. Calling card? Oh no. Sorry. You know, Persona 5. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. Finally starting to see the truth. Can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Matt on Guard. I know why you know, Mr. the Killer. It's because... a hero of justice my ass. Since you're the one who set up the camera, that means you knew exactly what was gonna happen in that room. So how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is... you, Matt on Guard. And here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. On Guard, you really did hire... Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. For what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on guard. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What? I'm so confused. Okay then, let's well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. So you're really Shelley the Killer's client? You really didn't think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? You're lying! What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video? A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Adrian's secret. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe in anyone. Least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deeds over their heads. And a superstar like me? How much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why? Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime recorded on it, preserved for all time. Is that? I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right. That video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough for an answer for you, little girl? Why did you kill Mr. Kurita? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a bit annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Kurita had been able to give it, then Mr. Unguard's secret would have... Oh well. That's what we call being taken advantage. Taking advantage of a situation. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used. Used and thrown away. Put on a sweet innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone. All working their butts off for me, Mr. Matt on guard. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed one Corrida, and you answered very clearly you haven't. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was the killer, right? All I'm guilty is for taking a nap in my room. You killed Mr. Corrida! I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. But too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You couldn't drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? But you can't, can you? That would mean the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya! You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire... Oh, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna rescue Maya, and I'm gonna put you down. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Once said something like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you've finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere. Let's return to the precinct. Oh. Well, Wright, what you gonna do, huh? If you plan on changing your strategy. No! We can't do that! That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth! Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that's why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? I mean, if you work for Nintendo, then sue anyone and everyone who uses anything related to Nintendo. You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer. Matt on guard. That man is really... It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our juridical system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? No. Well, that may be true, but that's because I believed in my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get unguarded an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at the mess that we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right, where'd you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, after all, to put the blame on me. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Franziska von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. Can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record, which is not perfect anymore. That's all. And? Isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty! I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you're mistaken. Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect win record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you'll be powerless to change the ending of the story. Shit. Mr. Nick! The transceiver! I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney. Do you wager you can obtain an acquittal by tomorrow? My, what's the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Angard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't understand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is a part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but my name is the Killer. Shelly the Killer. You're Shelly the Killer? Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a The Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya, it'll be my duty as an assassin to see it that she receives a nice long nap. No! Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it will be quite troublesome. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I don't know what to say. Edgeworth. Did you hear that? At the end of the transmission. Oh. I mean, nothing. Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be. That cat. Can it? What is it? I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all units head for Unguard Mansion immediately. Let's own this bitch. Alright, you hurry over there as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only started. Yeah. Here we go! Fuck here. Hello. Oh wait, where am I supposed to go? Oh yeah. Let this bitch know. Maya! Please answer us! Mystic Maya! We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I mean, there kinda is. Assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it. That butler all this time. He was the killer. He and Unguard were working together all this time. I'm sure they have worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. It's a figurine of a bear! But there's a lot of cuts in it for some reason. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here. I'm sure that's for Shu. Do you think that this came through that little door? That door. It's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, bitch! There's no one here! From the looks of this room, I'd say this is Unguard's private lounge. Look at this, Mr. Wright. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals and a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it will be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No! But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're using for and escaped with it. It's on Guard's computer. Why couldn't have used Maya? Why couldn't you have used this to get help? Mr. Nick! Where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened, huh? She couldn't find the power switch. It's the VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape. If only we had the tape, it would have been really helpful. A huge television and speakers loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, "Well, you are very accurate. You are right on the money." Yeah, that's what she'd say. I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. Yep. There's a little door for Shu in this big door. I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out there. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some some piece of evidence. It's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. Can't read all the labels, but this is a large collection of videotapes. Looks like Angard taped all of his own shows. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. That is very weird dialogue. It's a very small table. Bet we could squeeze 3 pearls on there. But I wouldn't sit on the table to begin with, Mr. Nick. Again, very weird dialogue. We searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. Looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now, we lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close. I can feel it. We've already set up checkpoints around every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax? You mean? Yes. Mr. Corrida's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Angard's mansion? And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Ah! What's wrong, Pearls? Please let me see that picture frame. What's so special about the frame? On the back! There's something written on the back of the frame! Maya! Mystic Maya! She left a message! What? I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get Angard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Forever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. No! Mystic Maya! Right! Oh, was it Edgeworth that said it? What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Nothing. We searched the house and this is the last room. Looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yeah? As far as clues go, I think this is all I'm about to get. All I'm gonna get. But I'm still short one last thing. And that's his... Miss Andrews' psyche lock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow to blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go. It's time to blast that bitch. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, have come to remove your what? Psyche lock? I want to know and you'll tell me your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Angard for the murder? I told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? Why, what an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There's still something or someone in her past that will make her take revenge. Okay. Celeste! There is only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was once manager. Oh, right. On top of that, the one who hit her suicide note was also one. What does this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ungard, it would mean that he must have some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you explain to me the relationship between Celeste and Matt? Okay. Yeah. This is a photo of Miss Impax, right? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. No shit. What? With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's writing, right? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Ungard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Celeste. She was supposed to get married to one. Yes, but I heard it didn't work out. Because Mr. Kurita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Ungard? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste. She was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. Ooh. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste was written on the frame. A picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used, toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible! Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that's where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good pair that they were even planning to get married. And that's when it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called off their marriage, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Kurita have to call off the wedding? I don't don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Wood and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on one. He was aiming for when it would hurt one the most. Poor Miss Anpax. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds and... so that she would never again be hurt by Matt. She chose to die. Then when one discovered her body, she hid her note. But why? It's simple. One realized the note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, one sought revenge. Revenge. There's that word again. One wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At the time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from one. It was so I could find out about all of this that I drew close to one to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something to use in their game. Yeah. That night, when I found one's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. What? As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring them my own kind of cruel revenge. Oh. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed one's body with the knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with Maya's situation, or with what I know now. Well, wow. Well, now I know, I'm quite speechless. Okay, let me just, gather my thoughts a little. Well, thanks, Shu. Imagine if Matt on guard didn't have any pets. Maya would have been screwed. I'm just saying, okay? Matt just had to get a cat. Yep. That was a lot of psyche locks, but we only had to break 2. I mean, okay. I honestly like this section of the game the most. This investigation section is definitely my favorite. It's not complicated like Case 5 of the first game. Technically DLC, but I don't know. but it's not too complicated, but it has a lot of build up, a lot of tension. I like this case. I like this investigation, especially. I don't have to inspect shit. I don't have to find fingerprints. I don't have to do shit, okay? And the breaking and entering I did was actually legal and justified. So yay, very nice. So yeah, not much to say. Next episode should be the trial. Another 2 episodes before I finish Ace Attorney 2. Unless there's a 5th case, I guess. So yeah. With that being said, thank you so much for watching my playthrough of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. And if you like what you see, stay tuned and stay awesome. Good night.